Kia ora, good morning. So I was just having a sip of my coffee. So the coolest thing just happened. I just got inspired for 2 more episodes for the Time Jumping Detective because of some silly game that Elon Musk is playing on X. Remember I was talking about how I've got a new bestie? Well, he's just... Anyway. So, I mean, that's the end of that, obviously. That's God said, right, you've done your bit, because I was just... We were each other's muse, I think, but obviously my work there is done. So every time Elon Musk tries to shut me down from somewhere, it just opens up another avenue. He's not stopping me from achieving anything. He's redirecting me in the direction I'm meant to go in. So that's why I don't stress about it, because I know that when things are happening, it's God's plan. And they're the players. He's the player that God puts to move all the pieces for me. He doesn't realise he's moving obstacles out of my path in order to clear it for me. Because I don't understand how this works, but I do. So anyway, what's happened is it inspired me, because this is one of the reasons why I was calling him my bestie, this person, these people and these accounts, because the stuff they were writing, I discovered them completely by accident. And the stuff they were writing was helping me write for the Amber Rose and becoming spellbound. I get inspired a lot by some of these accounts on X. So, and I just sort of was giving him advice and helping him out a little, because he's obviously going through some stuff. So I was giving him advice. And then I was just calling him my bestie. Anyway, Elon Musk has tried to shut that down, but I'm not stressing, because I know that it's obviously God saying, your time there is up, move on. And he clears the path. And my God, has God been clearing a path through Elon Musk? Elon Musk, being the typical tunnel digger that he is tunneling my passage out. Because remember in the Harvest, well, it's not called the Harvest now, Message in a Bottle, with the Indigenous fairy being trapped in the bottle, with Tardovsky creating the funnel to feed her enough oxygen so that she can survive, but where he can steal everything from her. Technically, he's the tunnel digger. And he thinks that it's that he's giving me enough room to breathe, but he doesn't realise that he's created a tunnel for me to escape. So when he tries to shut me down from like talking to bestie, my new fake bestie, he's not stopping me. He's redirecting me to where I need to go, and it's given me 2 brilliant ideas for the Time Jumping Detective. But what it's going to mean is that the actor who plays George, and the actor who plays Fraser are going to have an entire episode where they have to mimic each other perfectly. They're going to have to be in sync in such a way where their facial expressions are the same, where their mouth moves exactly the same, where everything they do is exactly the same. Because one of the episodes I'm going to call, I don't know whether to call it virtual reality or mirrored reality. So I've got Busybodies, the cookie cutter, which is about a weight loss one. I was actually inspired by Ozempic. You wouldn't believe, as a writer, you wouldn't believe the stuff I get inspired by. But yeah, Busybodies, cookie cutter, the jumping windows, which is how he actually meets Fraser. And then I've got, I'm either going to call it virtual reality or mirrored reality. And then there's another one I'm going to call the mimic. But the mirrored reality one, or the virtual reality one, is going to be a mind. It's going to be a mind flip. And they're going to have to. I'm not going to go into it obviously because Musk steals everything. Like in a couple of days, he'll be coming up with something that's identical. Hence why he keeps me in the bottle. But the thing is, I know how this ends for him, so I'm not worried because the bottle smashes after she sings. People see who she's protecting underneath her grass skirt, and then he has the crap beaten out of him and dragged off to the court, and the court judge finds him guilty, and he ends up in the pits of hell. So I'm not worried because I know how this ends for me. I know how this ends for all of them. I'm the time jumping detective. So yeah. So George and Fraser are going to get stuck in a mirrored reality. I'm not going into details, but whoever plays the two actors, they're going to have to rehearse within an inch of their life, copying each other, like down to the micro movements of their mouths and their eyes, and I imagine it's going to be quite intense. I've been doing some research into how many episodes you have in a TV series, and apparently most TV series, they start in September and end around about April, May, but apparently it depends on the kind of series it is, but it's anywhere between 10 and 24 episodes. So I've got 5. But the set for mirrored reality is going to be freaky. They're going to have to copy each other in a way that I don't even know. I don't know how we're going to pull this off. But if we do pull it, because see, they're technically both going to have their backs turned to each other while having to mimic each other perfectly throughout an entire series. While watching each other from a different perspective. Like I can see it in my head, and I'm trying to, this is why I need good set designers and good directors and all of that, because I don't know how the hell we're going to pull this off. But if we pull it off, this would be like a TV show that I could guarantee you would win an award for the optics and for the fact that these two are going to have to work side by side to mimic each other perfectly, with Fraser having to learn from George, because George is the main character, whereas Fraser is technically like I'm trying to remember her name. My son Thomas absolutely adores her in Halo. Oh, my memory is getting better too. The short-term memory loss from narcissistic abuse, like, it is getting better. My cortisol levels, my brain's kicking in again. Oh, what's her name? Cortana. He's technically like Cortana. Fraser's technically like Cortana, but in this episode, they come face to face. And he has to mirror George perfectly in order to solve the crime. And then the other episode is going to be called The Mimic. And you're not going to find out until the end who's the real one. Who's the real George. So, thanks to Elon Musk and his daring do's with cutting off my connection to my fake bestie inspirational muse, I've now come up like instantly, boom, just like, oh, I can use this in an episode, and we'll call it this, and we'll call it this. So I put my rubbish bins out. I made myself a coffee. I did all my chores mostly yesterday. I'm just waiting for my toast to go cold because I love cold toast, especially with butter and Vegemite on it. And yeah, so now I've come up with just the set for oh, I could call it the House of Mirrors, you know, or the House of Mirrored Reality. The House of Mirrors is probably obvious. Virtual reality. I mean, it's virtual reality but without a headset. Or I mean, I could put a virtual reality headset on him. That might be easier to do, but I still don't know how we're going to pull off the optical illusion. It's going to have to be like some sort of camera obscura sort of thing. I just I get these ideas and then it just ends up bigger than. I could call it virtual reality. It would make sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he has to put on a virtual reality headset. That would make more sense, say, if I call it virtual reality instead of mirrored reality. I could call it virtual reality because technically Fraser isn't with him physically. They only meet once physically, I think, that I've written in, but that could change. But he's not a hologram like Cortana. He teleports to wherever George is through this device. He looks like flesh and blood, but he's not. So yeah, okay. So I'll call it virtual reality. I'll call the first episode virtual reality. I'll call the second one the mimic. So that's 5 episodes. So I have to come up with at least another. Oh Lord, at least another 9. I can I can do that. I can do that. And I just document everything anyway, so I can do that. I can do that. I can absolutely do that. I might change the thumbnail for this then. The picture, I mean. Yeah, I can do that. I can come up with another 9 episodes. Geez, look at everything I've created already. So, once again, thank you for inspiring me. Elon Musk. Just fireworks. Just fireworks go off, and then all this creativity comes as a result. And that's what I'm saying. He's not blocking my path, he's clearing my path and redirecting me to exactly where I need to be. If he hadn't done what he did with Fake Bestie, I wouldn't have come up with these 2 episodes. And I can guarantee you now, as the chairman, as the president for the Northie Awards or the Fire Awards, for our music games and TV and movie award show, which is going to be like our version of the Oscars, Grammys and Emmys all rolled into one. I was going to call them the Northies, but now I'm thinking I'll just call them the Fire Awards. It can be like a Flame Award, like can look like a Flame. That episode that I'm now just going to call virtual reality, that will be up for an award. That will be up for like some sort of special effects award, and it will definitely be up for best actor, best supporting actor. I'm telling you now, because how I can see it playing out in my head, it's going to be mind blowing. People are going to be like, oh my God. Because you've got to remember, this is like Doctor Who. This is my version of Doctor Who. But where he solves crimes for the Ministry of Souls, and the Ministry of Souls is like the Council of Elders sit on the Ministry of Souls, so he does have like brethren interaction on other planets and that sort of thing, in other galaxies and solar systems and all that. So I can guarantee you now, our version of Doctor Who, that episode, Virtual Reality, is going to be up for at least 3 awards: Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, and Special Effects. And if I do say so myself, writing, I'm not going to nominate myself for any awards. I mean, that would just be just so gross. I'm not Donald Trump. Ugh. I wouldn't, no, I won't nominate myself for any awards. I'd be too embarrassed to get up and accept them anyway. Unless the kids were like, hey, we want to give you Best Mama Bear Award or something, then I would, but not for, like, Brehena Sosuza in the episode of Miss Jodine and Friends or something. That would just, I'd be too embarrassed. Because if I'm the president of the awards ceremony, I can't. I mean, that would be gross. So, anyway, so 2 ideas. So, thank you, Musky Rat. Tunnel Digger, you just helped me clear some more dirt out my way. Oh my God, I can't wait to get to Switzerland. It's like I can feel it. I can feel it. It's like I can feel it staring at me. It's like Switzerland's looking right back at me, going, come here, come this way. Come over here, Debbie, Debbie. Come over here. Come over here, Debbie. And I'm like, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. I can feel it. Like my heart's pounding. It's almost like I can feel my Prince Charming, the man standing under the tree on the other side of the meadow. It's like I can feel him looking at me. It's like I can feel him. Like he's so close. Are you watching me? Are you there on the other side watching me live, whoever I end up with? Because my heart started pounding like, oh my God, I'm going to get to see him. I'm going to get to meet him. I'm going to get to touch him and kiss him and hold him and work with him and be with him and love him forever. And he will be my actual bestie. I won't need to make up pretend ones. I was just calling him bestie on this guy on Instagram, on X. I was just calling him bestie to cheer him up because he misses his woman all the time and he's always sad, but he's always around really depressing women that think he's Elon Musk or some K-pop dude when I know it's not. So I've been trying to cheer him up and give him, like, motherly life advice. And Elon Musk just, I can message, but I can't see what I've messaged. But fake bestie can see what I've messaged, but I can't see the messages. So, but it's like, okay, whatever. It's like my time there was done. I don't stress about the things I can't control. I can't control that. That's out of my hands. So I know that when God closes a door, he opens a portal. And in this case, a virtual reality one, right into 2 episodes of the time jumping detective. And I'm starting to get a visual of what Fraser looks like. And he kind of reminds me of, and I know he's French, he's definitely French. And he kind of reminds me of a young Michael J. Fox or Daniel Radcliffe, sort of, sort of straight brown hair, sort of slender. You remember Michael J. Fox back in the day when he was in Family Ties and all that? Back to the Future. Oh, how ironic! Back to the Future. Yeah, he kind of looks like that, but he's sort of slender. And so whoever the actor is that comes in to audition for the part of Fraser, he's going to have to speak really good English. But then he can also lend his voice to episodes involving the war and all that, where obviously we need French speakers. Yeah, so he's starting to come into view, the teleporter. So, yeah, he meets him in the 3rd episode, jumping windows, jumping from window to window to window, and he meets him there. and then they go on to have these episodes together. So I need to write at least another 9 episodes, but 5 is a start. This is what I love about being a writer. I'm inspired by everyone and everything and every event around me, and I get to turn that into gold. The Midas touch. Everything I touch turns to gold. Everything I write turns into an incredible episode. I know that, and this isn't an arrogance thing, it's because all my inspirations come from God, which is what, and my ancestors and that, which is why Musk and that keep trying to steal from me, because they think if they steal what I've created, they steal the blessings of God, but it flips and inverts on them. So then they get caught out, and then they look like the thieves and the liars and the identity frauds. So then people are turning on them, because what they wanted for me is happening to them, but on a grander scale, because I'm not evil. I'm protected by God, I'm blessed by God, and I have the Midas touch. So everything I write, everything I create isn't doomed to fail. Whereas if you look at my doppelganger Mask, everything he creates fails. Mirrored reality. But I'm the light version, he's the dark version. Everything I touch turns to gold, the Midas touch. Everything he touches turns to poop. But he's the one, always the billionaire, yada blah. He's the famous one that everyone knows. I'm the pauper that no one knows because I'm shadow banned. If I wasn't shadow banned, people would know me. But I'm the golden goose that lays the golden egg. Whereas he has to steal everyone's ideas, and he sits on his throne is a toilet full of poop, because everything he touches turns to poop. Whereas I stand on a mountain just laying golden eggs. So the doppelganger, we're the complete mirror opposites of each other, which is one of the inspirations for this episode of the Time Jumping Detective. Virtual reality. Maybe I should call the mimic the doppelganger. It would give me an excuse to teach people about what doppelgangers are. What they really are. A German concept too, same with poltergeists. The Germans are a lot smarter than people gave them credit for, When it comes to the occult and the supernatural, the Germans were some of the first to start a lot of these truths and fact-based realities on what the occult and the supernatural really were. And all people know them for is being Nazis in that. And some of the things that they've brought to the world in terms of the supernatural and the occult, like properly, like real witchcraft, with the old wives' tales and all of that, that was Germany. The whole concept of the pagan festival of Christmas, that was Germany, with the Christmas trees and everything, Germany. Poltergeist, Germany. Tarot cards, Germany. That's why I'm so happy that I'm going to be so close to Germany, and why I need to track my German friend down. Oh God, I just can't wait. I can feel. I can feel him so close. The man on the other side of the meadow. Is he watching me, I wonder? Mirrored reality. Anyway, so I'm going to go and finish my coffee. I've done all my chores. I mopped my floors. Oh no, I've got to clean my bathroom. And I've got to do a meter reading. But then that's it. So I'm going to go and I'm going to think up plot lines for these 2 episodes. I'm not going to record them or anything. But listen, if there's anyone out there in Switzerland, France, Germany, Austria, Italy, anywhere, if you're a musician, a writer, an artist, like if I'm putting anything out there that you think you want to audition for, or you think that hey, I have that skill or talent, I want to come on board and can you give me a job? Choreographers, musicians, composers, dancers, writers, directors, theatre producers. I'm gonna need all hands on deck, guys. So if you think you have a skill that you want to bring to my table, or you think you have a voice or a talent that can be a part of this, or you know a kid that does, when I get there and I'm ready to, because like I've planned it out meticulously. I've got 4 weeks to get out of here and apply for my visa, get over there. I'll go and stay in a hotel in Zurich for a month until I can move into a place. Then that gives me time to get my stuff shipped over, which is only going to be about 7 or 8 boxes. I'm not, it's only stuff from New Zealand I'm pretty much bringing over. So then by the time I get into a place and get settled, that gives me enough time to set up my games company so that I can get my dating app made, get that underway, and start getting everything together for Night of the Black Sun. I can set up my radio station from my house and start getting everyone together to make the Amber Rose. They can all work from their homes until I can find a temporary office. Then I need to start looking for the place to build. Once I find the place to build, and there's really only two that I absolutely have fallen in love with, so fingers crossed. Once I get all that sorted, then I'll hit the road, because then I need to get a PR person and an HR person and an assistant who can put the message out that I'm ready to start looking for auditions and that. But if there are people out there who think, but I'm pretty sure I can do that voice or have that talent or whatever, I'm up to meeting them now. It would be great for me to have people there when I get to the other side anyway. But yeah, then I can hit the road. I can get my bus sorted, my driver sorted, my film crew sorted, do the TV radio circuit and start putting it out there that we're looking for these auditions, take my social media down, set up all new social media in regards to the foundation. Like there's a lot to do, but I can do it. Like I know I can do it and I'm excited to do it. My heart is pounding. My heart's pounding because it's like, this is it, Debbie, get ready. So I must be about to get news of justice. I think that Diana thing, I think, yeah, I've done so. I know I've done something and I think I'm about to get justice. My heart's pounding because it's like, I just keep thinking, this is it, Debbie, which is why Amber got on that bus. Because I think she's getting ready to come back down because she's picked her baby daddy. If you're not Indigenous and don't believe in reincarnation or anything like that, not that she's going to be reincarnated as actual Amber, but her soul is coming back down to take on a new life form, to give life another go as someone else, but with the essence of Amber and everyone else that Amber was before she was Amber. But if you're Indigenous and you don't believe in like reincarnation or resurrections, life after death, this isn't going to mean anything to you. So I'm going to go finish my coffee, then I've got to clean my bathroom, do my meter reading, then I can put my feet up and listen to my classical music. And yeah, so everything just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like Alice in Wonderland. When she drinks that potion and she just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until she's too big for the tree, or the house, sorry. That's me. I'm Alice. And I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Hence, message in a bottle. She gets too big for the bottle. And when she sings, she smashes the bottle, and then everyone's like, hang on a minute. She was protecting children, and Tardosky was abusing her and the children. That's literally just happened. I've been singing, remember? I wasn't planning on it, but there we go. So have a beautiful day. Fa la 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 la. I'll speak to you later. Until next time when I come up with the next crazy thing. Was not crazy, moneymaker. Moneymakers. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō.